Okay, let's go. So we're up to Siman Ches Halacha Hey, Sif Hey. Says the Mechaber, Mavarech lehisatef b'tzitzis. You make the bracha lehisatef b'tzitzis. Says the Mishnah Berurah, b'tzitzis b'shva tachas habeis. It's not b'tzitzis, it's b'tzitzis. So he quotes in Dirshu note 13. That's not what the Bach says, and the Yavitz and the Shla, the Chaim, the Shulchan Aruch, they say b'tzitzis. It says in the Mishnah Berurah, you say hisatef b'tzitzis with a shva. Now, says the Mechaber, im shnayim u'shleisha mitzatfim b'tallis ka'achas. If 2 or 3 people are in shul and they're all putting on their tallis at the same time, pirush b'pam achas, kulam mevachim, they all make their own brachas. Ve'imrotzu echad mevarech v'acherim ya'anu amen. And if they want, one person can make the bracha and can be moitzi the others. Says the Mishnah Berurah in Sif Kotten Yud Aleph. But Tallis v'adim b'tefillin, u'b'chol birchas ha-mitzvahs. Really, if everyone's putting on their tefillin, one person can make the bracha for them, and he can be moitzi all of them. But the Mechaber says that each one should make their own bracha. Ka'achas, pirush, says the Mishnah Berurah in Yud Beis, kol echod mis'atif b'talis miyuchad. Every person has got their own talis, and b'pam achas nasu kol atifas. They're all sort of putting on their talisim at the same time. La'afuchei achak kadei dibur. He's saying that what we could do is one person could be moitzi them and can make the bracha, and that excludes kadei dibur lebirchosa to have a hefsek. Because if one person makes the bracha and then another guy, the second person goes and gets a coffee or goes and schmoozes or whatever, that's a hefsek and that won't work. But and then every person would have to do it for themselves. How much is kadei dibur? It's machlekes whether it's the time to say 3 words or 4 words. Shalom aleichem Rabbi. Or Shalom Aleichem Rabbi Umayri. It's very negligible difference between the two. But the Mishnah Berurah says that the shir should be 3. We're going to see later on, it should be 3 tefas, which is a very small amount of time. Interestingly, what if one person is making the bracha and he's being moitzi other people? Let's say in the case of a sofek, you can't remember if you made a bracha or whatever it may be. And so one person is being moitzi the other. And you, the second person, you're not actually rapping on your tallis straight away, but you're checking your tzitzis, or you're being involved in this. Is that considered the hefsek? You're not having a coffee and schmoozing. So he says at the end of the Dirshu note number 14, you're just hanging around. You're not beginning to get involved in putting your talis on. If you're looking at your tzitzis, you're untangling them, whatever, that's not considered the hefsek, that's okay. All right, let's carry on. And then he says, now there, in Dirshu footnote 15, he says, he quotes the Magen Avraham and other Achronim, generally speaking, you're not allowed to speak between making the bracha and doing the maisa, or but if there was a gap, but you didn't speak, if you're not mesiach das, then you don't have to make a new bracha. Okay, Yud Gimel v'imrotzu, which means that if they want to, if imrotzu was the lashon echad mevarech v'acherim miyanu, one person can make the bracha. It says the Mishnah Berurah v'imrotzu miloshin zeh mashma the yosef tov shekulim mivarchu. The implication is that it's better that each person makes their own bracha on their talis or on their tefillin, whatever it is. On the contrary, maybe the converse is true, that one person should make the bracha on behalf of all of them. Tonight, if you've got a choice of going to the Megillah, you've got a choice. Do you go to a big shul where there's lots of people, or do you go to a smaller place? And you should go to a place where there's lots of people. But this is not our minute nowadays. We all make our own brachas on our talis. Because sometimes we're not always so expert in the halachas of the moitzi the others. There are quite a lot of rules. But I'm b'shai tshuva. Even if the other people are baki, the person has got to be having in mind to be moitzi, and you've got to have in mind to be yetzer. The yosem is that an amazing thing. Let's say you've already put on your tefillin, or you put on your talis, and you want to be moitzi other people because they're not Bakiim or whatever it may be, then you can do that, even though I've already made my bracha. So someone walks into shul who's he's not able to make the bracha, I can make a bracha for him. Why? To Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Bozeh. Now that's a big chiddush, by the way. The Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Bozeh. Why? He says at the back, in the footnotes at the back. Well, the chiddush is, we know with kiddush, the marshal. Someone comes in and they haven't made kiddush yet on Shabbos morning. First thing, there's someone who can't make their own kiddush or they're not comfortable to do so. So you can be moitzi them. Why? Because of arvus. They haven't made kiddush as if you haven't made kiddush. But that's in brachas ha-mitzvahs. But that's where there's a chiyuv to make. But what about tzitzis? Well, there's no chiyuv to put on tzitzis. We'll see. It's a mitzvah's kiyum. It's not a mitzvah's chiyuv. And in the back he says, Reb Shlomo Zalman, he says in bevir chiddush bedin zeh kosel prima godim she'af al pi she'en chiyuv vilbesh beged the campus. There's no obligation with tefillin. You can't go there without putting on tefillin. With tzitzis, if you haven't got a dalet campus, you have to put on. Right? We all do it, of course. We wouldn't dream of not putting on tzitzis or tallis, but we all do it. But in Cain, hoyemakom loma she'en bracha zu ela kebrichas hanenin she'en ze arvus. There's no bracha in arvus. If you want to have a piece of cake, I can't be moitzi you and then you eat it if I'm not having it myself. Because there's no arvus in brichas hanenin. So then he says, the Prima Godim says, shebrichas hanenin eina choyva ala odom mishum sheloi lisani levlo livrach. Just don't get hana and don't make a bracha. Then Cain hoyemakom loma she'af brichas tzitzis la yuchel misha enu mechuyev lahitzis ha-mechuyev v'kamash melon she'af b'tzitzis yesh din arvus. That's the chiddush. Okay, let's carry on. Where are we? But you can say so who should you make the bracha for Tallis? Only someone who is not a baki in it. If you look at the Shatzin in Chaf Aleph, he says the Magen Avraham, and he's quoting the Shum Suggestion, and he quotes the Chaim who says the Medina Yochel Yitziach Lechatchila Mitzvah Shivarach Ba'atzmei, and that's what we should do. Lechatchila. So, for example, Shabbos morning Kiddush, you ask them, you make Kiddush. If they don't want to, then you'll be moitzi them. Okay, let's carry on. Kosel Prima Godim in Kama Anoshim Konu Talisim Chadoshim, but also Bohem Sitzis V'lo Birchu Shechionu. Let's say a bunch of people got a whole bunch. There was an offer, and everyone's got a new talis. So now you've got two brachas to make. You've got Hisatef Basitzis and you've got Shechionu. So can one person be moitzi the other person in the sitzis and in the Shechionu? So says the bottom here, Kama Anoshim Konu Talisim Chadoshim, but also Bohem Sitzis V'lo Birchu Shechionu, the Mevachim bit of Rishon, Kamavu B'Simon Chaf Beis, Mehi de Echod Yochel Levarich L'Hisatef B'Shvil Kulam, Avo Birchas Shechionu Kol Echod Mevarich Ba'atzmai. But the bracha of Shechionu, everyone should make for themselves. What about Tkiyah Shofar? Tkiyah Shofar, the person makes the Shechionu with him as well. The teretz is, they say again, he quotes in the back, the difference is this. With Tkiyah Shofar, it's a bracha on the mitzvah. And that's one person's being moitzi. There's the new, we haven't yet had Tkiyah Shofar this year. When it comes to a new levush, it's your personal hana. So I can't be moitzi your shechionu because you haven't, this is your beged. And therefore everyone should make their own shechionu. Okay, let's carry on. Tesvov, Yanu Amen. After Belav Hochitzorach Lanus Amen Achakol Bracha. You need to make a bracha amen anyway after each bracha. If I'm being wait to you, and you tell us the chiyuv is there's more of a chiyuv to make it to say amen. Because that shows you're being yotzer. If I make a bracha for your talis, then b'di'evet you're still yotzer. Good. Halacha vav. Al talis cotton yochel levarach lisatif. You can make the bracha of lisatif on a talis cotton that you wear under your shirt. Afal pishen lisatif and a loisha, you're wearing it. You're not wrapping yourself in it. The yesh omrim says the Ramah, shemavarchim alav al mitzvah sitzis v'chein nagin ve'in hashanis. And that's our minhag. On the sitzis we put under our shirt. For those who don't wear a talis, they should make the bracha of al mitzvah sitzis. Whether you make two brachos or not, we'll see soon. But that's coming up. It says the Mishnah Berurah in Sivkot and Tetzayin, "Va'brochi lehisatef nusach habrocha kachu k'mo leishi basukah ve'in l'shanas i.e. hanu b'talis cotton shalom she'en misatfin boy." That which we just put on, we don't actually wrap around us. Avo b'talis cotton she'misatef boy that we mentioned in Sif Gimel yochel lechatchila levarich lisatef. But the evidence berach b'chol talis cotton lisatef which berach al talis gadol mitzvah sitzis yotz very important. But if you by mistake made the bracha al mitzvah sitzis on your talis gadol, your yetzer. The ein levarach al Tallis kot nashia al kol ponim Orach shalosh revi amal chol tzad. It's got to be at least 3/4 of Amos on each side. The neck of bein hatzav, base hatzavar, the hole in the middle where you put your head through, ein olam el anunion, doesn't count to that measure. The gamshia pasuach ruba should be open fully. But anshi ma'aser nagin amor melfem amor melfrem and amor each side, not 3/4. I'm mishtabur be'halacha siman tezayin mashik kasafti oid min zeh. That will get to Mr. Shem later on. Let's just do one more halacha. Tzorich lahafrid chutze hatzitzes zemizeh halacha zayin. You've got to separate the strands of the tzitzis. Says the Mishnah Berurah, zemizeh kol chut b'fnei atzma shelo yehu mesubachim ach echad b'fnei chaver. They shouldn't be all tangled up. V'im nishtah helav b'beis hakneses. If you untangling your tzitzis is going to delay you from going to shul, and they say yispatul meispatul b'tzibur because of Magen Avram dein tzorich l'dat b'zeh v'ayim v'halacha. Take a look at that first b'halacha tzorich lahafrid. Ayim b'Mishnah Berurah kama shekosu in nishtah the Tama Magen Avrami. Why aren't we makbid on this? Because our tzitzis today is just a zeicher for the tchelis, which we don't have nowadays. You've got to separate the tchelis from the lovan, from the white strings. The God says you've got to do it even nowadays. If it's all tangled up, your sitz is all tangled up, the strings, you shouldn't make a bracha on it. And into Kosav Harizal, Kosav Roshi Tevas, Sitzis is Roshi Tevas, Sadik Yafrid Sitzios Tomil. Sadik separates his tzitzis fully. Let's just do ches. It'll take 1 minute. Yechavim b'hisatva. This is really important. Yechavim b'hisatva. When you put on your tzitzis, what's your kavannah? Yechavim b'hisatva shetzivonu hakadosh baruch hu lisatziv boi kadei shenizkar kol mitzvos l'aseiso. We have in mind when we isem so zachartim as kol mitzvos Hashem. Says the Mishnah Berurah important. V'zel milvat hakavannah shetzorach lechavim v'vishlakam tzitzis. That's aside from the general kavannah that I now have in mind to fulfill the mitzvah of tzitzis. I should also have in mind I'm fulfilling all the mitzvahs of the Torah. The kosav abach shekenat dim b'tefillin v'sukkah. Generally speaking, with mitzvahs, you've got to have in mind I'm now fulfilling the mitzvah. The 3 exceptions are tzitzis, sukkah, and tefillin. Af the b'shar mitzvahs yotze af b'lem echavim b'davar ki im k'shayis mitzvah l'shem Hashem shesiv l'aseh. So you have a general mitzvah. I'm fulfilling the Ratzon Hashem. I'm fulfilling the mitzvah Hashem. Hanach shani. These 3 are different. But the b'tzitzis k'siv l'man tizkru, or tefillin l'man tiyah teres Hashem b'ficha, v'sukkah l'man yidei yivdor seichem. And therefore, you need in these 3 the additional kavanah. Mikol makom nira. B'chol zeh lechatchila kadei l'kayim mitzvah b'shleimusa. Av b'di'evid im lo kiven b'chol elu rak l'kayim mitzvah ziyasei then yotza. V'achach maltas b'fengodim b'simon chafei shekosav kain. That's v'chimash v'elutom b'agra shafilu b'sitzis ein hakavanah l'kumna. So with these 2 mitzvahs, 2 kavanas, one to have the fulfillment, I'm fulfilling the mitzvah of tzitzis, tefillin or sukkah, plus the additional specific mitzvah in tzitzis, that I'm fulfilling all the mitzvahs of the Torah.